gasoline is $3.09 in Jeffersonville. It's almost always cheaper at E-Town, and sometimes even cheaper than that at Campbellsville. Crossing 2nd Street Bridge into Louisville, Kentucky. Second Street Bridge doesn't have any tolls. Come across the 2nd Street Bridge. First street to the left, I believe, is Market. 2 blocks up, I can get up here on I-65 South. I-65 South, set to cruise. Next stop will probably be Bullitt County Supermarket to get some Purnell's old-fashioned bologna. Exit number 112 is home of the Bullitt County Supermarket, where I like to stop in and get Purnell's old-fashioned bologna. Purnell's old-fashioned bologna is keto balanced. Them big old pieces of fat and all that in there. And it comes in a natural casing, so it's never the same shape. Sometimes it's round, sometimes it's not. It's keto balanced. It's high fat, moderate protein, low carb. And it doesn't have near as much preservatives as the cheap bologna. The gas was $3.09 at Jeffersonville, $2.57 at Shepherdsville, which is 15 or 20 miles down the road. Now here in a minute, we'll see what it is here at exit 105, which is about 30-35 miles down the road. $2.57. Gas is $2.69 here at the racetrack off of exit 91, and that's unusual because the gas is usually cheaper here than it is at Shepherdsville. So I'm getting ready to turn right on Highway 210. Campbellsville is approximately 29 miles, 27. Right there's the sign, Campbellsville 27 miles. And I'll guarantee you, this is the longest 27 miles I ever drove in my life. It's like it takes forever to get there. I used to really enjoy the drive here because the radio station, classic rock station out of Hodgenville, 107.3. And at the time, they called themselves The Point, 107.3 The Point. They were classic rock, but they had a much harder mix than any of the classic rock stations up around Louisville. Like you would hear quite a bit of Ozzy, you'd hear April Wine, you hear Ronnie James Dio, Mountain, just all kinds of classic hard rock. I'd hear stuff I hadn't heard. Like, I'm 64. I'll be 64 March 28, 2025. And I'd hear songs on that station that I hadn't heard since I was a teenager, like 50 years ago. So I would just love this drive. But recently, they changed their format, and now they're Jack FM, which is kind of a franchise because there's a Jack FM up in Louisville, and they play a wide mix of stuff, but you almost never hear anything hard. I'm a little bit sad about not having my super hard classic rock anymore. Now, straight ahead is the silting basin, and a lot of people fish that. And it's a good place to fish. Crappie, walleye, white bass. Now they catch muskie out of there, but the wall is so high, it's really difficult to land on. Green River Lake TailWater's boat ramp. This is where I've caught the most muskie I've ever caught. This is my most productive spot. Oh man, they got turned up. Yeah, they've got the water turned way up. But that's when the walleye seem to like it. This is a Super Believer from the Drifter Tackle Company. It's one of my favorite muskie bites. This is my walleye rig. 2 little split shots. And I tied 2 hooks on the line. One in its head and one in its tail. Because the walleye like to come up and bite the tail of your Nightcrawler. And you miss a lot. Muskie fishermen are insane. Einstein said insanity was doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Well, that's muskie fishing in a nutshell. The muskie is a fish of 10,000 casts, so you cast over and over and over and wait for lightning to strike. Muskie only bite when nobody in their right mind would be out fishing, so that just doubles down on the insanity. Coffee and a cigar by the river is still a pretty good time, whether you catch a fish or not. The gentleman right upriver from me appears to be catfishing. And you talk about a good looking truck. That is a good looking truck. Brand new, still got the dealer tag in the window. I believe I'm going to give it up here very shortly. Wind's picked up, it's pretty cold. I've been fishing about 6 hours. I had one little bite on a Nightcrawler, but it wouldn't commit. So I think it's time to pack it up and go get me something to eat. Just leaving Walmart, Campbellsville, Kentucky. The fish weren't biting and I got cold, so I didn't bother to put more layers on. It's about 6:15, so I fished about maybe 7 hours. That's plenty for not catching fish and being cold. YouTube thinks you'll like this video. Let me know in the comments if they got it right.